Crafted at the Port of Los Angeles is a permanent handmade marketplace on the LA waterfront. We are home to dozens of handmade artists, vendors, and makers, as well as a craft brewery.
We all share a passion for art. I think we all share a passion for handmade things, and I think we all share an appreciation of the time that goes into that.
Everything in my shop is handmade. I'm a goldsmith. I work with gold and silver, and I mix different kind of materials like pearls and gemstones.
I do fused glass work, basically functional art for your home.
My business is called Drunken Cake Pops, and they're liquor-infused cake pops that play on the ultimate vice of cake and booze.
My business is called Rufus Rags, and it's one-of-a-kind, handmade dog clothing, toys, beds, bandanas, you name it, I have it.
This is what chainmail looks like. This particular weave is called the Byzantine, and it dates back to the Byzantine era. It's what the knights did their armor with to protect themselves. It's the same thing. I've just femmed it up a little bit.
The handcrafted and unique pieces that are sold here are not to be found anywhere else.
I make jelly, jams, marmalades, preserves, what Grandma used to call canning.
I love the jellies. I think I'm the #1 customer there for the last 3 years.
I learned mostly from my mom and my aunt, who were farm girls from Northern California.
Carrie is actually application number 2 at Crafted, and she was one of our first vendors when we opened. She is a trained chef, and she was working as a chef, and she lost her job when she had cancer.
I wanted my own little store, and so I was really excited when they accepted me. And being in such an iconic building, this old warehouse it's just got a good feel.
The size is awesome when you walk into them and you realize how big they are.
Both of these warehouses were built by the Navy in 1945, and when we renovated these buildings, we used a really light touch because they're already beautiful the way they are, and we wanted to retain that authenticity and coolness.
The kind of work that we did was to make it look like we didn't do any work. There was a big effort by architects and designers to make the building look as it did.
We've been trying to redevelop the LA waterfront for a number of years, and Crafted has been a welcome addition in that effort to spark economic development growth here in San Pedro and along our LA waterfront.
Crafted is key to the LA waterfront redevelopment. it was the first brave project that started 5 years ago. It actually, I think, paved the way for people to understand Altasea, which is literally 2 blocks away.
This is such an awesome place for locals to shop. Right inside of the marketplace at any given time, you'll see people sewing or they're painting. They're actually creating it, so they know where the goods are made. They're not shipped, they're not mass produced, they're just good old-fashioned vendors that are making things right here in San Pedro.
I've always called San Pedro kind of the hidden secret. And once people find it, that's it.
So when I first got to San Pedro, the first thing I recognized is there was an art community here.
Scott started his art career by doing punk rock flyers and album covers for local San Pedro bands, and now has a booth at Crafted.
I worked at the record store behind the counter, and the bands would come in during the day, and I used to have a sketchbook with me behind the counter, so they'd tell me what they wanted.
The artist community is really awesome. We consider ourselves a big family. I love to see the artists working together. They like to collaborate on a lot of different projects.
We always are working together and learning from one another. If you need help making something or collaborating on a project, I'll paint one part and you sew the rest. A lot of the artists in the marketplace not only sell their own work in their spaces, but they also teach classes and workshops, and it's a lot of fun to come down and take a class, get your hands dirty, get a hands-on experience with these artists, and learn their tools and tricks of the trade.
I teach beginning jewelry, from stringing to turning wire. I teach design, color theory. The best part about it is people can find you here over and over and over again. You're not like a wandering gypsy somewhere set up, and I've done that, and it's not very much fun.
Tish from Diva Beads and Peggy from Nagare originally started out in the same 100 square foot booth. And during the time that they've been here, they expanded together into a larger booth, and now each of them have their own separate stores.
We've grown and grown and grown and grown. And since I've come to this spot, my sales have almost doubled.
The Arts and Crafts Marketplace opened in Warehouse 10 in June of 2012. And given the high ceilings and the concrete floors, it seemed like a craft brewery would be a really good fit for here. So we went off in search of one. And on our first anniversary was actually when I met Brian and Dave from Brewery West.
It's great to be part of this community around other people who are making great things with their hands. You know, beer, it's a living product, it's science, but it's also a lot of art, a lot of feel, and we're really passionate about making the best beer we can. That's what we're here to do.
I have heard so many people who are into beer, whether it's over social media or whether it's in groups, and they are like, this is a place that we have to come. Have you been here? No, let's go. It's a really cool place for locals to come down to and be involved. You can bring the whole family, and with everything we have going on the property, it's a really fun day.
Crafted is like a family. I love it here. These are the people that I get some of my ideas from. Crafted's an amazing place.
I am so thankful that this opportunity is here, that this venue is here. And it not only is a great community, but a lot of wonderful people come shopping here.
It's a special thing when you are around a bunch of people that are so creative.